All right, day 191. We're closing into 200. And to summarize for today, just a few things I've been thinking about, because this channel is basically me just thinking and telling you what I'm actually doing to try to reach this goal, try to compete with the Harry Potter universe. Now, I started writing this chapter today. I only spent 1 hour of writing, as I usually do, and it was sort of inspired from Harry Potter and some scene in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, where Harry Potter goes into the corridor and he is looking for something. He's looking for Peter Pettigrew because he has this Marauders map, which he uses to see names of people wandering the school. Now, I sort of took some inspiration from this, meaning that my main character saw something and then acted upon it, and then that event again led to some conflict. So in my case, I have a main character called Roman Rowe, or not Roman Rowe, but Roman Elias Mercer is his real name, but that's something that will be revealed later in the series. He sees something. Again, now you don't have any context of what I'm actually building, but just think that my main character saw an object being dropped, etc., from a different character, and then acted upon that because, well, the second character didn't see that he dropped the object. So the main character, my character Roman, goes over to take this item and find the other character to give it to him. I can already hear that this sounds a lot complicated, but the main point is I took inspiration from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, a scene that happened there, a chapter that happened there, and I turned it into my own book series, but not as like a copy thing, just like a modeling type of thing. And yeah, that's what I did for my writing today. I'll be honest, I feel like my fiction writing is getting better. I've kept going for 6 months now and more. And I'd probably say for like any beginners watching this, if you just continue and you just write and you write and you write, you'll naturally become better and better and better. If you actually like look for things to improve. In my case, I've improved massively when it comes to my vocabulary, because when I'm writing, the vocabulary I used to have was absolutely horrendous. I didn't have nearly as many English words that I thought I knew as a Norwegian writer, or not a Norwegian writer, but a Norwegian person trying to write in English. And yeah, over the past 6 months, I've probably learned more English words that I've seen appear in my own writing because I've applied them than any other period within my life. And I find it so fun to learn just random new English words, find out the meaning. Yeah, I'm actually going to make a video about that as well, like how to. I have a GPT. You see, I have a GPT called Definitions, and I use that every day to figure out words. And I have like a structure that ChatGPT gives me, meaning I get the word in English, like what does the word mean? I get context, in which context the word could be put in. I get a few synonyms, I get a few options for Norwegian translations, a whole different like framework for learning new words and making them stick more. Yeah, so that's it. That was the writing for today. Then as always, I read some fiction. In this case, yeah, I don't have the book here, but A Clash of Kings by George R. Martin. George R. Martin and J.K. Rowling is like the big two authors in my case that I find a ton of inspiration from. So I'm just trying to read all of the work. I finished reading Harry Potter for about maybe soon to be a month now, and yeah, well, I'm trying to like burst through George R. Martin's universe, because that's a point where I want to get to as a writer. when you dedicate like 30 years, 30 years like George R. Martin, and then find yourself like the scene, when I read chapters in A Game of Thrones, I get so inspired and I get so ambitious, like when I'm writing myself and just when I'm like living through the day, because I can just see I can just see the masterpiece right there. And I don't understand, like I think I understand how much work it takes to become such a good writer like George R. Martin or J.K. Rowling. But really, I probably have no idea. Probably have no clue at all. Because, well, I haven't been through the pain, I haven't been through the work that is required to build a book series. And yeah, so I've been reading George R. Martin, A Clash of Kings. That's what I've been doing today. And other than that, I unfortunately skipped the research session today, which, yeah, I'll gladly tell you because, well, I want to keep this as open as possible. Gonna try not to do that the next day. Research and like world building, I sort of have like this interconnected, I'll actually make a video on my writing routine. Yeah, I'll make a video on my writing routine as well. Yeah, that's that's that for this documentation. Day 191, let's fucking go. Day 192, the next day. See you there.